Hello there and welcome to another episode of my Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 save. My name is Ben Chapman and welcome to this episode. I think this is episode 20. But if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe and make sure to hit that thumbs up button as we kick off onto another episode of Smackdown, which starts off on the Firefly Funhouse with The Fiend, Alexa Bliss and Nick, and then they're just chatting. They're talking about Sheamus's match. They're talking about the match with Sheamus at potentially Vengeance. That's not been confirmed yet. We know that Sheamus is the next contender though. And we're talking, and they get a knock on the door and they're confused. And they go to answer the door and it turns out to be Nikki Cross, who straight away starts beating up on Alexa Bliss. And Nikki Cross is dominating Alexa Bliss. Bray Wyatt tries to pull Nikki Cross off, but Bray Wyatt cannot. So Bray actually goes... The lights go out while Nikki Cross is attacking, and the Fiend appears. And the Fiend locks the mandible claw in on Nikki Cross and allows Alexa Bliss to get up to hit Sister Abigail on Nikki Cross. So Nikki Cross looks strong because, you know, it took the Fiend to take her down. Took assistance from the Fiend of all people to be able to take her down. And Alexa Bliss looks strong because she did end up standing tall, even if it was with assistance. So you've got two people who look strong. Both people probably look better leaving this segment than going into it. Next segment, we've got our opening match of the night, which is Elias versus Jackson Ryker. And it's Jackson Ryker was just pretty much being a job guy for me because, you know what? Screw him. He's going to be a job guy for me now. So he does the job here to Elias. He taps him out to the Boston Crab. Simple finish. Gets a 70 rated. Elias was much better in the match anyway. After the match, Elias says he's going to do a concert for the lovely people on Smackdown, only to get jumped by an unknown masked man. He's got so he's masked, and nobody knows who he is. He just jumps in and he hits a compact pile driver on Elias. Gets an 83 segment. Pretty good if you ask me. Elias is laid out in the middle of the ring by an unknown superstar. We then get Mark Calaway backstage, who is frantically trying to work out what happened earlier in the show, and he decides that at Vengeance, it's not going to be two singles matches. This feud has become a joint feud now. It's going to be a mixed tag team match between The Fiend and Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross and Sheamus. Simple as that. That's how this match is going to go. Mark Calaway gets a 100 A-star rating because that is going to be an amazing storytelling match with those four in the ring together. It is also how I can justify not having to find another competitor for The Fiend for the next month. We can push those feuds back all the way out to Survivor Series. Next up, we get a women's match as Jordynne Grace defeats Naomi in 10 minutes 14 with a fall from Grace. Gets an 81 rating. Naomi gets an 86, Jordynne a 69. Jordynne benefited from the groundswell of public support. We are trying to build up Jordynne Grace and Tenille Dashwood, the two women that we signed in from Impact. We're trying to build them up to get to a similar level of the WWE women. And a win over Naomi is certainly not going to hurt that cause. As an 81 rating is a great match for these guys. We then go backstage and Jey Uso is backstage with Big E. And he's talking about how, you know, they've got a lot of history together. A lot of history. But now they're both having to do they're both in singles few stuff at the moment. They're both completely different to what they're used to. And yet Big E's got this title and Jey wants a chance to prove that he's not just a tag guy. Like Big E got the chance. And surely as Big E knows, Big E will know exactly how Jay feels. And so Big E does agree to give Jey Uso an Intercontinental title match tonight. We get Bayley joining the commentary now for the next match, which is Liv Morgan versus Tamina. Bayley was pretty weak at the commentary desk, but to be fair, it's not her forte. She is not a commentator. She probably never will be, which is weird, because in real life she's good, in game she isn't. In this game she's never going to be a commentator, so it makes sense. Gets a 79 rating though. Liv Morgan defeats Tamina in 5:38. Quite a simple match. Tamina actually was the better performer, which kind of shocks me, but Liv is the new challenger. At the end they just have a bit of a stare down. We get the Motor City Machine Guns talking on camera about AJ Styles and Finn Balor. They've known each other for years. The Machine Guns used to fight with AJ over a decade ago. There is little clips of TNA footage there, because, you know, they're actually on good terms at the moment. And then we were then in Japan, and we fought against Balor in the Best of the Super Juniors. Again, get some New Japan footage of those matches. They're both phenomenal wrestlers on their own, but we're a phenomenal team, and I don't think they can actually coexist together as we can. Pretty good promo from the Machine Guns. Gets a 90 rating. And we get AJ and Finn's first test together as they take on the Lucha House Party. But the Lucha House Party win. Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado defeat AJ Styles and Finn Balor in 11:13 when Gran Metalik pins Finn Balor with a roll-up after a bad miscommunication from AJ Styles. It's quite a simple finish. Let's say AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles want to go for Pele kicks. So Finn Balor's got holding up Metalik for AJ to do a Pele kick, and Metalik ducks, kicks. AJ kicks Balor in the head. Metalik quickly rolls him up while AJ's still on the floor. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's how the Lucha House Party pick up the win there. It's an 81 rating match. Good stuff. We then go backstage where there's another beatdown going on. This time, it's Robert Roode attacking Kofi Kingston. And Robert Roode pretty much lays him out, hits a glorious DDT, and looks in the $1 million dream. A reference to Ted DiBiase. And Kofi is left knocked out and seen to by medics. We then cut to a sit-down interview where Wade Barrett is sitting down with Sonya Deville. Wade Barrett's probably not the best person for these sit-down interviews, it would seem. And Wade's just chatting to Sonya about her attack on Mickie James last week. And Sonya's talking about how every time someone like Mickie comes back, it takes away opportunities for someone like me. So Mickie comes back, and there was this big hurrah, this big celebration around her. But there was none of that celebration around me. Why was there no celebration about me? I want there to be, so I'm going to beat Mickie, and we're going to celebrate me. Good promo. Not as good as the game rate. Obviously a lot better than the game rated it, but it's what we can do. And then we get our main event title match, and it's a phenomenal 89 rated match. These two are going to have big singles careers with me. Absolutely. And Big E does beat Jey Uso in 13 minutes and 9 seconds with a big ending to make defense number 3 of his Intercontinental Championship. Gets an 89 rating. Big E gets a 92. Jey an 86. And the main event segment sees the two of them celebrating in the ring together because, you know, they have history and they get jumped by the Artist Collective. The two of them get laid out by Cesaro, Nakamura and Zayn, and now Big E and Jay are left lying in the ring, as the Artist Collectives hold the Intercontinental Championship above Big E's head. Overall, the show gets a 93, which is a phenomenal rating for a Smackdown. 40 pop gains. I'm not going to complain about that. So I've been Ben Chapman, and that was Smackdown as we build to vengeance.